Welcome back to Living in Awareness, Part 2. I am Vedam Clementi. Every living thing born in and of nature was born with the capacity to grow up to express its fullest potential. Every living thing was born with the know-how, the knowledge, and the ability to be all that it can be. This capacity, this know-how, and the ability was born with it. Take any seed, it doesn't matter which one, for they all exemplify the same thing. Each seed has the potential to grow into its fullest capacity. Each seed has the knowledge, the know-how, to allow its life force to emerge up and out of its protective shell. It knows how to grow roots to receive the nutrition it needs to evolve. It knows how to grow into its maturity. It knows how to produce its fruit. It knows how to be everything it came to be. This evolution, this process, is one of the wonders of the world and the glory of God. It exemplifies the statement, life supports life. Inside of that seed is more life. Inside of that seed is the know-how to live. Inside of that seed is the ability to evolve into its fullest potential. Inside of that seed is existence itself. It was born with full potential. It was born with its wisdom. It was born with the know-how, and it was born complete. Now, just to make my point very clear, just like any seed, you are born in nature, of nature, and you too have everything that seed has and more. Again, just to drive that point home, since you are born of nature, you too have the same ability, the same know-how as any other seed born from nature. Are you living in awareness, or are you selling yourself short and caving into the negative thoughts of the mind? Are you caving out of fear? Fear of the things you may have to let go of to allow yourself to be all that you can be? Are you caving because you don't think things can be any different? So why put the effort forward to make it happen? Do you think there is just too much water under the bridge? Or maybe all the changes it would take seem overwhelming. You may even think that you cannot live in awareness because of the outside forces such as the economy, your job, your relationships, or the responsibilities that are in front of you. When you begin to live in awareness, your mindset begins to change from the conditioned mindset that was set into place from your past. New perspectives, new outlooks, new responses to things that would normally trigger you begin to happen, and before you know it, new neurological pathways begin to be created. Living in awareness means to live a life that is liberated from the conditioned mind. It means realizing that you are not the mind or its thoughts. It means to live beyond the mind in general. It means that you understand the mind and how it works, and you use the mind consciously. You see it. You see the mind jumping from the past, judging the present, and you see the mind either avoiding something about the future or hoping something in the future comes to pass. You see the mind and its antics, but yet you understand it for what it is and go on about your life. When you are living in awareness, you see the ego. You see the ego or the mind do what the ego and the mind does naturally, and you begin to see the self-destructive qualities and patterns of the ego drop away. You begin to tap into the true source of your power and begin to use that power to live in awareness. Yes, it may take some effort, and you may even have to tap into the power of the ego and use that power to stay steadfast. But after you have used it, you leave it and connect once again to the true source of power. Living in awareness means not settling for less than your fullest potential, and you accept what is in the present moment at the same time. You are not adversarial with the present moment. You are accepting of the past, for it has brought you to this place, and you begin to build from right where you are standing. Living in awareness means that you are aware of clock time and you use it to support you. You understand that everything comes in time, and you understand that there is a natural gestation to everything, and you are okay with that time that it will take. Living in awareness, you nurture the evolutionary process. You take baby steps and push yourself all at the same time. You understand constriction and expansion. You know when to push, when to pull, and when to sit down, shut up, and do nothing. As you live in awareness, you honor self, love self, nurture self, and are selfless with no incongruence. You live in awareness with all beings, and yet softness, fierceness, and fearlessness coexist peacefully together, and life is delicious. There is a balance between the masculine and the feminine, the beer and the doer. When you choose to live in awareness, there is a dance between the physical and the non-physical, the seen and the unseen. You see the illusion. You know that the illusion is being cast from the mind. You play with the illusion, but yet do not think of it or buy into it as being real. You understand the physicality of the body, the power and the ability of the mind, and honor the non-physicality, the awareness, and the insights that come from spirit. Each and every one of us comes into life with a mind like a blank sponge, ready to soak up everything it encounters. The mind records each moment, the present situation as it is happening. However, it does not record it in its purity. The mind records it based upon the mood, perspective, and outlook that you have as the situation occurs. Not only does the mind record every situation, but it files these memories away with other memories that the mind has labeled as being similar. These memories, these files, become building blocks that can offer support as we move through life. But in many cases, these memories or files become building blocks that we use to build a fortress of illusionary protection around us. The mind is an incredible tool, but until self-awareness is brought into everyday experiences, the mind can be a jail sentence without parole. Each moment is a new moment. It may envelop another moment, or roll from or into another moment, but each moment is a new, complete, and total moment in and of itself. However, because of the habitual participation with thoughts, as the thoughts unfold relating to that complete moment, the moment instantly becomes contaminated by our past or the projected future. You are either adding new chapters to the story of your life or adding more content to a story that you have already created and bought into as being true. Each moment is a total moment. For example, if this moment brings up a question, the answer comes with it. If this moment brings up what you consider to be a problem, the solution comes with it. There is not a moment that is incomplete. It may be in process, but complete just the same. When you begin to practice observing the mind, you do not stop the natural activity of the mind, but you do not get caught up in the labels and judgment of the moment at hand. When you begin to observe the mind, you see the files that have been accessed, and you see the road that the mind is about to take you on a journey down. Once observed, you can then decide if you want to take that journey. However, when you are participating with the mind, you go with it, consent given or not. So let's begin the journey, shall we? It is my intention to show you, remind you, and help you remember how to live a life that allows the consciousness that was born with you to emerge up and out of you. It is also my intention to show you how to move beyond the conditioned thinking mind and begin to use the mind purposefully, consciously, intentionally to create the life you wish to live and to enjoy the ride that you are creating for yourself. I want to thank you for joining in with me on Living in Awareness, a 30-day challenge. I look forward to working with you and being with you on this journey. So much peace, many blessings, and namaste.